Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into something that really flips conventional leadership wisdom on its head.
Yeah, so many leaders are just laser focused on metrics, on strategy, the bottom line.
Exactly. But what if there's this other element, just as powerful, maybe more so, that often gets overlooked?
Emotion.
Emotion. That's what this deep dive is all about, unpacking the surprising power of emotion in leadership. We're using a great piece by Mick Hunt from the Forbes Business Council, Why the Emotion of Leadership Matters Just as Much as Strategy.
It's a really insightful article.
Our goal here is to explore why emotional intelligence isn't just some, soft skill.
Right, it's fundamental.
It's a core driver for engaged teams, for getting those breakthrough results, and crucially, how you can actually build it.
It's about understanding and managing emotions, yours and others, effectively, using that emotional data.
It's such a common trap, though, isn't it? Leaders getting totally fixated on KPIs, the tactics.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And they lose sight of the human element, the emotional currents running underneath everything.
It's like trying to steer a ship just by the blueprints, right?
Yeah.
Ignoring the actual wind and sea conditions.
Precisely. And what's interesting is how often emotional intelligence gets labeled as soft. The source makes a great point. It's not soft, it's just human.
And being human at work. That's key.
It is. When leaders embrace that, it builds this culture of connection. And a truly connected team. They're more engaged, more dedicated, more productive, ultimately.
So that connection, what does it really enable? The article talks about psychological safety.
Yes, and that's critical. It says it substantially contributes to team effectiveness, learning, employee retention.
And the big ones, better decisions, better performance.
Exactly. It's not just a nice to have, it's strategic. There's BCG data mentioned too. High psychological safety means only 3% of employees are likely to quit.
3%. That's a huge impact on keeping talent. But, okay, that number feels worlds away from what a lot of employees are actually feeling right now.
Yeah, there seems to be a gap.
Well, look at this 2024 Gallup survey. Only 18% extremely satisfied at work. And get this, 51% actively looking for a new job.
Over half.
And a 2023 HubSpot report found that while 52% more than half would pick great relationships with colleagues over a 10% rate.
Which tells you how much people value connection.
But then 66% don't feel strongly connected, so people want it badly but aren't getting it. That's a major disconnect.
It really is. And that's where the practical side comes in, the how. The article lays out 4 key emotional qualities leaders need. This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, lay them on us.
First up, presence. Just being there physically and, importantly, emotionally. Being where your feet are, as the saying goes.
Cuts down on the need for those formal open-door policies if you're just genuinely present, I suppose.
Exactly. Then, empathy. Really understanding what drives your employees emotionally. That opens doors.
Makes sense. What else?
Courage. The guts to tell the truth. To have those tough conversations, not just hide behind data or spreadsheets.
Yeah, that takes backbone. And the last one?
Restraint. This is a big one. Pausing before reacting. Choosing your words carefully, not just firing from the hip based on instinct.
Pause. That feels crucial. Okay, so those are the qualities. How do we build them? The article gives some strategies, right?
It does. 5 actionable things. First, the 3-second rule. Before you speak or act, just pause. 3 seconds. And ask, am I responding from purpose or from protection?
Purpose or protection. I like that framing. It forces you to check your motive.
It really does. Breaks that knee-jerk reaction. Second, a weekly emotional audit. Every Friday, maybe ask yourself 3 questions.
Okay, like what?
What emotions led me this week? Where did I ignore someone else's emotional signal? And what one moment needed more emotional maturity than I showed?
Oof. That last one could be tough, but really revealing. The author did this for 2 years.
Yeah, it says it was a game changer for self-awareness.
I bet. What's next?
Call the room, not just the shot. So before launching a project, actually gauge the team's energy, their emotions, even notice body language on video call.
Tuning into the vibe, essentially.
Exactly. Then there's connect, then correct. This is about feedback. Before you give the correction.
Connect first.
Yeah. Build some rapport, acknowledge effort maybe. It makes the correction feel supportive, not like an attack.
Yeah.
Much more effective.
That really shifts feedback from being transactional to relational. Makes a lot of sense. And the last strategy.
Name the unnamed. This is about addressing the elephant in the room. The uncomfortable stuff, the low morale, the unspoken tensions.
So actually saying, look, I sense morale is low. Let's talk about why. Not ignoring it.
Precisely. Takes courage, like we said, but it builds trust like crazy.
So, okay, bringing this all together, what does this look like in the real world? Any examples?
Yeah, the article gives a couple of powerful ones. There's a Fortune 500 CEO who lost 3 top execs in 6 months. Big ouch. He shifted focus, really prioritized emotional connection. The result, he turned the culture around, celebrated 90 days without losing any key staff.
Oh, just by focusing on the emotional side.
Seems like it was the critical factor. And another leader who learned it was okay not to have all the answers.
That's a tough one for leaders sometimes.
Totally. But when he let go of that pressure, he became more present, more collaborative. He started finding solutions with the team, not just for them.
And that vulnerability probably built massive trust.
Exactly. It unlocked deeper capability in the team, more innovation.
It really drives home the point, doesn't it?
It does. Real leadership, the kind that inspires deep engagement, it's not just about giving direction. It starts with understanding and, crucially, prioritizing the emotional direction of your team. That's where the magic happens.
So maybe the final thought for everyone listening is this: how might acknowledging and really embracing the full spectrum of emotions in your workplace, even the uncomfortable ones, maybe especially those, how might that unlock deeper trust and maybe some unexpected breakthroughs, moving beyond just the metrics to something truly human-centered?